to survive in Kenyan's politics, you must understand the difference between ideal and real. Ideal politics and real politics. You must understand the difference. And this is what I mean by you must understand the difference. Because if you go with what ideal politics should be versus what the reality of politics of the day is, they are the direct opposite. An example is, in ideal politics, you go to an election, the winner is given a chance by the loser to deliver on the promises that they made. The loser retires to opposition and puts the current government, those who won, in check by looking at the policies and defending the people against maybe bad policies. But that's not the case. Reality of Kenya's politics is, because the opposition is one guy, it has revolved around one guy. So you win election, the opposition rejects that result. Okay? Tells their people that they actually won, including figures. Demand an audit of the election. In fact, demand that you leave office. And they don't even recognize you. So you have a case where you won an election, let's take an example of the last election where you won with 50%. The other guy has 48%. So he convinces the 48% that you are not the president, that he is the president. So you have your people here also who believe that you won, but another half, technically, believes that you did not win elections. And they don't stop there. It's not just telling people we don't recognize this guy. It is causing violence, real violence, to make sure that you cannot deliver on your promises. And they don't stop there. Once they have made it very difficult for you to deliver your promises, they move to agenda 2, telling people that you are incompetent. So this is a case where you win an election, the opposition rejects the election, tells people not to recognize you, and they have their own numbers. They don't stop there. They cause chaos. These chaos are very costly to the economy that is struggling. But they don't stop there. They go ahead and tell people that you are not delivering. So the reality is you must find a way of making the other 48% accept your legitimacy. Number 2, that is not just all. Number 2, you must also find a way of eliminating that violent environment. Because without a tranquil environment, you're not going to deliver. You can't. I want you to understand that it is very difficult to implement the plan when the rest of the day is spent running, fighting with the demonstrators on streets of Nairobi, Kisumu, and other places. It doesn't inspire confidence in the investors, and also it makes it difficult for ordinary trader to go to town or to other places of work and work. And so you know that as somebody who sits at the State House and receives reports, you see the losses that the country is going through. So you are stuck between the ideal way is that I'm not meeting this saboteur. I am not going to compromise and listen to this blackmailer. There is no way I'm going to be blackmailed into this through violence. That is the ideal approach. But the reality is that these people are not going to stop. They are suicidal. I usually give this analogy. If you are going to fight with a terrorist, either be extremely equipped or have the same mindset. Why do I say so? A terrorist has left home and has bade their family goodbye. They are ready to die. On the other hand, you're planning to go back home. You want to go and meet your family. You have different objectives here. It means the other person can do things that you are not in a position to do. They can explode themselves, something you wouldn't do if you want to go back home, really. And that is the situation with politics in Kenya also. The other side, especially the opposition, is always willing to go to the lowest point. So if you are thinking that, oh, no, they can't do that, they will do that. And so the president has to make a decision. Do I stick with what is ideal, or do I embrace the reality and find a way out? And so that is what President Ruto did. It is not a popular decision, I want to tell you, even amongst the top leadership. Not everybody welcomed the move of bringing Raila on board. No. Sitting down with him, having the dialogue committee at Bomas, or even supporting his agenda to be the AU chair. No, it's not something that Kenya Kwanza people woke up and say, this is what we've been planning from day one. No. But it is the reality. The reality is you have to contain this particular person so that you have room to deliver on the plan. Number two, so that the part of the country that believed in him also recognizes you as the president. Because if you rule a country where half of that particular country doesn't recognize your legitimacy, that is how failed states are. And so you have to make serious compromises. And these compromises are hurting to two people. Those who are in Kenya Kwanza, who believed that after the 2022 elections, Raila is a done deal. He is gone. That we were not going to repeat the mistakes of Uhuru Kenyatta. So when they see the president working with Raila, some of them don't understand what it takes to do that. It takes a lot, and you have to be the bigger person in the room. Because like I said, the other person is ready to go lower than you can to achieve their goal, however bad that goal is. The other side, wewe ni muzalendo, you've been given figures. You've been told, we got 8 million. Our hackers have shown us that. We are going to march and remove this imposter called Ruto. Then you see the person who was supposed to lead you calling President Ruto his president, and now quiet. You feel offended. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is the nature of real politics. Ideal politics would have given different results. It would have given us a different scenario. But this is real politics. And in real politics, you have to deal with what you find there. And that is what happens in real politics. You come into office, you find that what you expected is the case is none. So you have to deal with what you have. I repeat, ideal is how things ought to be. Real is how things actually are. And a good politician, a brilliant politician, goes with the real politics. And this is what sets President Ruto apart.